Hey boys and girls, welcome to lesson 17 of unit 4. We've been working a lot on multi-digit addition and subtraction, and now we're working on multi-step word problems. And that just means it takes more than one step to solve the word problem. It might take 2 steps, it might take 3, whatever it takes to solve those word problems, okay? So let's go ahead and get started. Get your SABs out and turn to page 251. When you're ready, you can go ahead, or I'm sorry, you can pause the video and go ahead and restart the video when you are ready. All right, boys and girls, so the first thing I see is a bunch of word problems on this page. That means I have alarms going off in my head. Whoop, 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 because that means I'm going to have to read the story problem twice. The first time, just getting used to the words. The second time, I am highlighting important information. You ready? Let's get started. Now remember, work the problem along with me. Do not just let me give you the answer. We don't want to do that because otherwise you're not learning anything, okay? So, number 1, it says to solve each problem and label your answer. Isabel bought 36 pieces of fruit for her soccer team. There are 16 apples, 12 bananas, and the rest are pears. How many pieces of fruit are pears? So here we go. Let's underline important information. Isabel bought 36 pieces of fruit for her soccer team. That's important, right? There are 16 apples, 12 bananas, and the rest are pears. How many pieces of fruit are pears? So that's interesting. We know, if we're thinking about this problem, we know that there are 3 different kinds of fruit that she bought. She bought apples, bananas, and pears. We know how many apples, we know how many bananas, we need to figure out how many pears. Well, how are we going to solve that problem? Well, for one, boys and girls, we know the total, don't we? We know the total of fruit. The total amount of fruit is 36 pieces of fruit. So we can figure this out. What can we do to solve that problem? Well, we know how many apples and bananas, right? We just don't know how many pears. What can we do? Well, since we know how many apples and bananas, remember boys and girls, this problem is going to take more than one step. It's not going to be just one addition problem or one subtraction problem. We're going to have to do at least 2 different steps to solve this problem. Well, I wonder if I put the amount of apples and bananas, if I add those 2 together, I wonder if that would help. That would at least help us know how many apples and bananas there are, right? Well, let's try that. Let's go ahead and add the apples and bananas first. So that's 16 plus 12, right? 16 apples, 12 bananas. Where do I start? Ones place. So 6 plus 2 is 8. 1 plus 1 is 2. So all together with apples and bananas, we know that there's 28 pieces of apples and bananas together. But we need to know how many pears. There's one more piece of fruit, right? Well, then we know the total, don't we? We know that there are 36 pieces of fruit total, including the pears. Well, if we know that there's 36 pieces of fruit, including the apples, bananas, and pears, maybe we can take the total, which is 36, and subtract it from the total number of apples and bananas. Maybe if we subtract those 2 numbers, then we could find out how many pears are left. All right, so where do we start? Ones place. Can I have 6 take away 8, boys and girls? Nope, I can't. I need to go to my neighbor. Excuse me, Mr. Neighbor. So my 3 says, sure, you can have one. What's my 3 going to change to, boys and girls? It's going to give me one. That's right, it changes to a 2. And we put our 1 in front of the 6, and now it's no longer a 6, it's a 16. So what is 16 take away 8? That's right, it's 8. And now 2 take away 2 is 0. So boys and girls, how many are pears now? That's right, 8 of those pieces of fruit are pears. 8 pears. Do you see how we did that? It took us 2 different problems to solve that problem. We knew that there was going to be a subtraction somewhere in there because we knew the total amount of fruit, right? But first, we had to add the information we knew. We knew that there were 16 apples and 12 bananas, so we added those together to equal 28 pieces of apples and bananas. But we knew that there were 3 different kinds of fruit, so then we took the total 36 pieces of fruit and subtracted it from our total that we got over here. So 36 minus 28 gave us what was left over, which was the amount of pairs, 8 pairs. So that's how you solve a multi-digit addition and subtraction problem. We had to do both kinds of problems. It wasn't just an addition problem, and it wasn't just a subtraction problem. So you need to really take your problem step by step to see if it is a multi-step problem. Okay, boys and girls? I'm going to let you finish the rest on your own. Remember to use these strategies. That's why Ms. Rayom and I always want you to use your strategies so that you can kind of think through the story problem or the word problem so you can organize your information. Please read the story problem twice, underlining the important information the second time. All right, good luck, boys and girls. You can do it.